What's up everyone, Speedy here. In this 1v1 video, we're going to be doing 2 live games as well as 1 replay review. So let's get right into it. Here we are in game number 1. Had some rough warm games, but it's usually par for the course for me. Just be aggressive on the early child there. Get that touch. Bring it back to safety. Recognize, like, my goal for this video is to really try to create positions where I can try to create good flicks. That's not a great flick, but when it wants to go sidewall. That is a fantastic ceiling challenge, though. Learn your ceiling defense for that reason. That was super nice, actually. Just recognize the opponent was going to go for that, and then read it early. Not going to get a clean possession here. It's a really stupid challenge. Could have gotten me squared on, realistically. Now that is how you outplay an opponent. Is think about like what your opponent wants, right? It's the psychology, playing with intent. If you're going to play with intent by pushing it left and your opponent is thinking you're going to now go left, if you just make a really big power slide cut and then cut super right, you see how the opponent just had no reaction to it? They weren't able to like get there in time. That's exactly what you want. Dude, that is a fantastic read. Nice. Opponent is kind of probably going to get tilted, I feel like. They're playing like they're kind of wanting to go for tilt demos. Just take time. Not great pressure, but the bump is just gonna keep the opponent under a high pressure state, and that's what you want. Yeah, what they got there was space. So the reason why they were able to do the flick is because I gave them all the space in the world. You want to kind of close the space and play with intent. There I lost my intent, and that's why that happened. And they're gonna get another goal, specifically because of that. You get 2 goals because of a bad challenge. 1v1s, many goals happen because of one bad play. Didn't really kind of set that position well. Could have actually scored that. Now that I have an opportunity for a flick, go for the outplay here. If I'm going to commit to some kind of fake, I have to recognize that the fake is in itself a type of commitment. And I need to be in a position where it's not going to lose me that. So it's a bad play. really poorly played. I'm just gonna go for that corner boost. It's pretty obvious. Take time here. Nice. You see how by taking time and playing with intent, the opponent is gonna want to go. They want to defend. They want to get the ball out of their box. So what you want to do is just take your time. Rushing my inputs. Gets me to commit, that's fine. I'm still up 1. Good game. Could have definitely played better. I got scored on 3 times because of a bad challenge, once because of a bad fake. Just 2 major mistakes that game. And those 2 major mistakes are what led to the game being closer than it should have been. Here we are in game number 2. So let's try to take those lessons I've learned so far. Let's try to stay on it. I get a clean possession. Opponent wants to try to play. Nice. The goal is try to force a bad play out of the opponent. The opponent makes a mistake by giving me the possession. Because what they do is they flip into a play and then they concede possession instantly. Let's flip it to the right. Here, I don't need to go for that corner boost. If I went for that corner boost, it would have taken enough time where the opponent would have had an easier time setting up. Because I went for those pads, it was putting me in a better position. So sometimes you want to try to recognize when it's a better position. Here, go to the corner. Corner's a safer place to go to. That is just a nice front flip flick. Nice. Gotta keep those up. I want to keep putting myself in positions where I can get those flicks, so... Use my momentum. Tap the ball forward. Just take time. Here, single jump and then do the slight free flip. Try to create awkwardness for the opponent. How he didn't get bumped in any of that is beyond me. So I definitely made contact up the wall, but... I did, and a supersonic. Fair. Okay. Have this boost, this boost. There we go. Had a feeling he was going to try to commit, and then he actually ends up committing for a half, like half committed, half fake, which is interesting, but okay. You can simply grab this corner boost or miss it. Fantastic play, Speedy. Grab this pad lane. Actually could have safely gone for that boost and been fine, but I decided to go like for the riskier play, and it obviously failed. So the reason it failed is because I was putting myself more narrow and downfield, and it was going to be more pinchable to the top side of the play. Good pump. Yeah, now I'm just not playing well. Just maintain intent, Speedy, come on. Grab this pad lane, we'll be okay here. Plan wants to go for a clip reset, but he goes for it very early, so it's very predictable for me. What? Alright. Alright, dude. Okay. That's just annoying. W recoveries. Let's push it left. Go bump there, okay. Nice try. You think I'm fucking obvious when I'm reading? That's obvious. Super flick. Nice trying to bump there, bud. GG. We are in the replay portion of the video, and this is a annoying game because even though I won this, the opponent was just played in probably the most like absurdly over aggressive offensively playstyle I've ever seen, to a point like it didn't really work, but it was just annoying because it was annoying, and you'll see. What I did do though was, following the goal of this video, is I did try to find myself positions where I could do some good flicks. This guy should have gotten his double there. One of the things I'm enjoying with recognizing my mechanical goals is mechanical goals are much easier for me to attain than a game sense goal, like, oh, just simply be patient. Like last video, which was a really shitty goal, if I'm being honest. It was just probably the worst goal because it gave me no direction. There was no purpose behind, there was no intent behind the goal. It was just a goal. A goal with no path to achieve it. But when I give myself goals, like mechanical goals, I typically say, okay, try to think about when the type of mechanic makes sense. And so in today's video, I made it a point to try to create positions where I could get flicks. Create positions, like, you see how this guy's just like needlessly aggro, just goes. Like, it's such a brain dead style play, and I hate saying that, but like genuinely it is really just like, it is truly like just annoying. Because they just go without any forethought, without activating it. I shouldn't have gone there. That was a bad play. That should have been in my net. But trying to create situations where I can make flicks happen. Make situations where flicks are higher percentage, and also try to make situations where I have good pressure. It's one of the fun things about ones, if there's much that's fun about ones, is the fact that, like, as a player, you can create full control of your improvement. And this is something I did this game a lot, is I really tried to focus situations where I was like, just be aware. If the opponent wants to be over aggro, fine, let him be aggro. Let him play, like, stupid, essentially. If they want to play stupid, they're not really going to get rewarded for it all the time. Oftentimes, they're actually going to get punished. So you're doing well just to kind of keep the ball possession here. This is, even though I've been practicing my air dribbles and my air play, what's really important is if you do find yourself in a position where you're not comfortable or not totally confident, just don't go for it. Do what I did, where you just, instead of going up the wall and then trying to go for a bad air play and committing yourself boost and position and just a bad play all around, just take your time. Just take your time. Didn't get the best control there. I wanted to go for like a control touch there, but all good. Opponent then gets free control. Opponent doesn't do great there. Unfortunately, just missed this shot here. It was just, it's not a lot of angles to work with, but all good. Here, I really need to be careful about the way I'm committing to the corner space there. It's honestly the habit that has killed me in ones more than anything else. If there's any habit that has lost me a lot of games in my life, it is the overcommitting to the corner. And that is a game sense. That is something that comes over time. It's a lot easier when you don't record, when you don't have to commentate. The amount of mental energy it actually takes to commentate consistently and in an entertaining and informing way is really brutal. And if you're not used to it, even though I am used to it, it can still be overwhelming. But if you're not used to it, it's really tough because you're going to put yourself in positions where you're going to try to talk about the game. You're going to try to talk about, you know, how to work on things. It's not like a fucking Let's Play where you could just take your time and talk about, you know, whatever's happening and just enjoy it. Like, this is a competitive, only competitive type of game mode where it was high pressure all the time. And there's not a lot of time for that. And in my case, I want to do my best to keep providing that high value. I should have recognized that this opponent was going to be low boost. I had no idea he was low boost. But here, when he kind of gave the ball away, honestly, like, I was thinking he was going to turn here. I should have just kind of taken time. But these kinds of opponents are always annoying because of that. Like, they play in such a weird play style. This is a really, really bad habit. This is kind of exactly what I'm talking about with my overcommit habit, is I'm overcommitting to a position by turning into the play. It was fine. It was actually totally fine at this point here, where I'm still kind of semi-turned away and I'm not totally committed. Once I go to this point here, my momentum's going opposite cross, and this guy's momentum's going this way. If I lose this, he has instant recovery, and that's why this is a bad play. Trying to get that cut, it just doesn't work, and then get a free goal. I wish I did get a bounce there, because I wasn't trying to get a bounce with that touch. If I didn't get a bounce, I would have been able to get like a more approachable setup. I like the control across, just taking time and watching the opponent. I like the flick though. That's a good flick. Again, this is thinking about how I'm trying to set up position. So here, I have possession, right? I'm watching the opponent. So one thing that you want to do is if you're going to come across here, if your opponent is coming into your box like this, you see how he's outside the box? If he's coming into your box, chances are he's going to commit, and you want to be ready for 50-50. If he's staying back, just take your time. Because if you're over here and he's outside the box, there's actually a pretty considerable gap in spacing. And so he can't really do much more than just simply shadow defend in this position. So you want to essentially just grab possession of the ball like I did here. Take your time, get a small cut here, and then you can kind of make your flick here. It's a decent flick. Puts the opponent in an awkward spot. And again, the opponent, like, they can play fast all they want, but if they can't make basic saves like that, they're going to get stuck in these ranks. Really poor kickoff from the opponent. Here, I'm getting more and more comfortable with my airplay here. Once again, have to be really comfortable, especially in those positions, because they're not easy positions. That's not a good commit there. It's not high percentage. What I need to do is, like, if I'm going to try to just generally by default take these 2 boosts so the opponent stays at 0 boost, I need to be a little bit wider to the play, because even if the opponent has a touch, it's a good bump here. The opponent's not going to be able to really do much because they don't have any boost and they're in my corner. That's already a combination that's very dangerous for them. This is dangerous here for me. I need to be more careful than this. Put myself in a really terrible spot. Again, you see how the opponent just goes? Like, they just touch the ball. They just hit things. They just don't think about, like what value is that, you know? Like, that's not going to do anything. And again, just consistently aggressive. Like, that challenge is awful. Unfortunately, I did not get that bump. That was really unfortunate because I was in a good spot that play. Here, just take time. The opponent's not close to the play. I could tell I spaced, essentially. And here, I just did the wise thing. Just wait. Just wait for the opponent. Wait till they start to commit. And then single jump. Unfortunately, kind of missed the shot. It's kind of while it technically was physically open, it's not a mentally open shot. I don't mind. It's not great, but actually, you know what? I probably should mind it because what it does is it concedes possession in a place that's uncomfortable. If I want to challenge, I understand the reason of trying to go for a shot play here. It's not high percentage because you're going off a touch that if you've not practiced it, like I've not practiced it a lot, it can be awkward. There's not a lot of training packs that I know of, if any, that actually go over that type of angle. So I'm just going to read for that. And like right here, this should have been a goal. This should have been a goal. I should have gotten scored on. That would have been the game right there. And I end up winning, and he leaves the game. But commitment and mistakes is a really unfortunate but very common thing for me. I'm aware of it. I definitely I've been in talks with people over it for probably well over a year now at this point. And I've tried to make adjustments. I've tried to figure out what to do. It's just one of the few mistakes that I just literally, it's like a cloud over my head. I can't fix it. I've done what I can, and I don't know how to. At this point, it's a game sense mistake. It's not like a mechanical mistake where you can just simply like, oh, you're air rolling too much, air roll less. Oh, you're not flicking correctly because you're not putting your stick in the right direction. Okay, well, that's an easy adjustment. You just fix that. A mechanical mistake is easy. Honestly, it's easy to fix. Decision-making errors that are like deeply ingrained in your habits are really fucking brutal to fix because like you know that's the wrong thing to do, but you still do it. It's like it's like being on a diet and then seeing like the tastiest food in the world and you just like sitting here savoring like you have to go for it. So you go for it and then you regret it immediately after. That's what corner committing is for me. That's what corner committing is for me. And it's brutal. And that mistake hurts. Well, if you enjoyed watching this video, I'd like to ask you to, if you enjoyed watching this video and like to learn something with a replay review, if you'd like me to review your replays, if you'd like me to review your replays, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed watching this video, I'd like to ask you to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Speed Demon out.